What's going on, everyone? Jack's here, and recently Honda invited us to use the Honda Passport Camping Edition with a camper up on the roof to take the girls camping as part of a sort of family adventure. So we took the Passport up to a friend's property in North Georgia, and we had a little camp out. So I'll show you guys what that was like, and obviously the Passport was a great vehicle to use for such a family excursion. And then we'll break down kind of in normal review terms, how's the Honda Passport? What do we think of the Honda Passport? After spending 2 weekends in the Honda Passport, one at the Little League World Series, which by the time you're watching this, you've probably already seen our sort of recap video of our time up there. Honda invited us up to the Little League World Series. In case you're joining the channel for the first time, hello, welcome. We went to the Little League World Series with Honda, but this is not that video. This is a sort of camping excursion Honda Passport review. So I hope you enjoy this different perspective on the Honda Passport and find it useful.
We better hurry. This car's awesome, and this tent even has a mattress, and this is great.
Are you excited about camping?
Yes, especially since this tent is cool, even to just look at, because I've never seen a tent on top of a car, so that's cool.
You're sleeping on the tent?
Because I'm too scared that a coyote is gonna eat me.
You're sleeping up there with me?
I'm not sleeping with you.
Oh, you're sleeping up there because of why?
Because I'm worried a coyote's gonna eat me.
And it's safer up on the roof?
Coyotes are way too small to eat you for one.
Coyote eats Visco girl? Oh, what are you doing?
Putting my battery-powered fan in my water up here because I'm gonna die of a heat stroke.
You're gonna die of a heat stroke when it's 66 degrees?
Yep, very easily. It's a very good possibility I might die tonight.
Look at my marshmallow. It's gooey on the inside. It's good.
Making some s'mores.
My marshmallow's falling out.
Camping in our roof nest, which is very nice. It's got like memory foam.
I would have thought that even more.
I've already called that spot for me.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Okay, so she thinks this is the perfect marshmallow. I'm gonna totally disagree because they need to be like black, like where you set them on fire and then you have to like blow them out and then you eat them, where they're all black and crusty. Right, guys?
No.
No, you disagree?
I like making them, but I don't like eating them.
She likes to make them for me because that's the best way, but none of them like to eat them. I think they're all wrong and I'm right. What do y'all think? Okay,
This is what Mommy likes. No.
I mean, it could be a little more burnt, but I'll take it.
burn
All right.
more.
No, it's okay.
Oh
my gosh, it's so gross. You can do it. It's a jumbo marshmallow. That was just perfect, Hallie. Ready?
I'm good at making those marshmallows, but not good at eating them. Oh, hello. My hair just got stuck in a zipper. And I'm sleeping in a tiny tent with 2 people. Not that tiny. No, I'm not.
How was your night of sleep?
Pretty good, actually. It was nice and cool out here, so that was nice. Here, Hal.
Mine was good too.
Yeah, but you were on the floor. I was up here on the roof. It was comfy. 2 of us slept up here. It was long enough for 2 people. I wouldn't do more than 2. But Ella, how'd you like it?
It was really comfortable. It was very nice. I enjoyed sleeping up there. I would rather slept up there than on the floor.
Hallie, what do you think?
I wish that my tent was as comfortable as up there. That's what I wish. Because it's so comfortable up there. When I went up there, I slept in there.
So what's your verdict on the roof
I like
nest?
it. At first, I wasn't sure I was going to like it. But it was fun. It was nice being up off the ground so you didn't feel like, animals were going to attack. It felt very safe up here. It has the nice nets all around so no bugs got in. But the air was through, so it was able to go through, so it was nice and cool. Yeah, and like I said, Ella and I fit up here, and she's like 5'11", and I'm 5'9", so yeah, 2 good-sized adults can fit here comfy.
I like the net up there because I would put my fans in there and they would blow air. And I put my flashlight up there too from last night.
Ella, what's the verdict on camping?
I was a little scared I was going to get eaten by a coyote, but then I felt better when I got to sleep on the roof. So it wasn't that bad.
The Honda Passport is based on the Honda Pilot, Honda's 3-row SUV. But for Passport duty, they basically just chop the end off, take out the 3rd row, and what you're left with is a very useful and practical vehicle for a family such as ours that has 4 people in it. The Honda Passport has a 280 horsepower V6. It's actually deceptively quick. Car and Driver tested it 0 to 60 5.8 seconds. That's actually really fast. That's incredible for a family-size SUV. It has a 9-speed automatic, which in the first iteration had some complaints and troubles, but in this generation or iteration of the 9-speed automatic, both the weekend in Pennsylvania and this past weekend camping, the automatic transmission performed perfectly well. My only complaint about it would be what most people complain about with automatic transmissions. It likes to hold the higher gear in the interest of fuel economy, and occasionally you have to give it a little bit of an extra prod to get it up and moving. Annoying, but not a big deal because that happens in a lot of cars. The Passport in all-wheel drive can also tow up to 5,000 pounds, which is a pretty impressive number, and it has over 8 inches of ground clearance. Not that you want to pretend that this is a Jeep Wrangler anytime soon, but combined with a very effective all-wheel drive system, the Passport has some serious chops off-road. I wasn't about to take it off-roading or mudding because that's not really my thing, so do so at your own risk, but the Passport can probably handle itself off the beaten trail. And fuel economy is not really bad either. If you're looking at sort of the basic facts with the power, the transmission, the towing, the fuel economy we observed was right about 20 miles per gallon. The only notable thing there is that it was almost entirely in city driving. So I would say 20 miles per gallon from a very generously sized family SUV, it's a respectable number. The Passport's also loaded with technology. This is Honda's Elite model, which sits at the very top rung. And so you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have the full complement of Honda's automatic cruise control, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, triple zone climate control, heated and cooled seats, wireless charging, rear seat heaters. The Passport is loaded, and most of the technology is pretty sweet. Easy to figure out, and the safety systems are effective and unobtrusive. Honda's quickly making a name for itself with its safety systems, and the Passport has pretty much all of them. It has Honda's collision mitigation, which basically just means watch out, a car stopped in front of you, don't hit it. The Passport's indicator went off a couple of times when someone did something stupid in front of me. It's unobtrusive, it beeps at you a little bit, but it's a generally welcome addition just to keep an extra set of eyes or sensors on the road ahead of you. It also has what Honda calls road departure mitigation, which basically means, hey you're not paying attention, you've drifted over one of the lines, so I'm gonna vibrate the steering wheel and kind of nudge you back. A lot of people complain about systems like this. I don't really see what the big deal is. In fact, let's be honest, if we're being honest, it makes you a better driver because you signal when you change lanes. Remember, you're driving a Honda, not a BMW. Use your turn signal. Now, the one big win where Honda really shines is in the lane keep assist that works with the adaptive cruise control. Now, a lot of makers are going to this like sort of wannabe autonomous system, but I think Honda's might be the best. It holds you in your lane. We used it when we were coming back from the Little League World Series in Pennsylvania for 2 hours on the highway. I set the adaptive cruise control, I turned on lane keep assist, and with literally a finger on the wheel, the Honda system will keep you almost perfectly centered in the lane. Every once in a while I would get a little confused if there was a break in the lines for a turn lane or something like that, but overall it's one of the best systems, and it's a little bit better system than on the Kia Telluride that we have currently, which bounces a little bit more in between the lanes. The Honda system is a lot more seamless and it's very relaxing, but it will remind you to keep a hand on the wheel from time to time. It's not autonomous driving. So after 2 weekends with the Honda Passport, what are my overall impressions and thoughts? Well, let me sum up as quickly as I can since I have talked about this on and off for a couple videos. The power is more than adequate. 280 horsepower geared the way it's geared with a 9-speed transmission can be downright fast. The Passport accelerates quickly and you'll have no trouble merging into traffic or coming away from a full stop. The steering is really good. It's a little dull off center, but I like the linearity of it. It weights up nicely. It's light, but it's accurate and direct. So I would actually favor the Passport steering over some other SUVs in the class. It's a little lighter than I like, but it is more accurate than, say, the Telluride that we have currently. One of my favorite aspects of the Passport is the ride. Now, this particular Passport that's all kind of butched up for camping and off-roading is a little bit floatier, a little bit jouncier, bouncier, or whatever. You got that camper on the top to add some weight, high center of gravity and all that. But the Passport that we drove in Pennsylvania rode phenomenally well. The Passport is an extremely comfortable family car. I was very impressed with the way the Passport rode. It was a perfect combination of compliant but controlled. The dampers keep you from bouncing around too much, but it is a comfortable highway cruiser. Also, in emergency situations, the brakes are very good. There's a little bit of dead travel at the top, but the pedal is firm and a good press gets you very rapid braking results, so the brakes are fine. The interior, as you can probably tell, is huge. There's tons of space up front, there's a massive amount of space in the rear, and there are thoughtful storage pockets and cubbies all over the place. One of my favorite aspects of the storage is the huge bin in the center console with the sliding lid, which actually is a great place to set a phone because it doesn't slide around. You can also put it on the wireless charger. The doors have these like double layer pockets where there's like one tray and a cup holder, and then there's like the bottom pocket tray area of the door. Really ingenious and really useful. I didn't even think about that or notice it at first, especially when we were in Pennsylvania, but this time I noticed it and used it multiple times to secure items or drinks. It was a really cool addition to the door design. Infotainment is good, it's comprehensive. The center screen is also very large and bright. I actually really like the way the center screen is laid out. The big square with, it might be a TFT or LCD screen, I'm not sure, is extremely legible, and it reminds me of somewhat newer motorcycles are going to, with very large TFT screens that have all of the information just instantaneously right there for you. Very bright, very clear. You also have most of the creature comforts that you would expect of a car in this price range. I mean, this Passport is almost $45,000, and it has most of the creature comforts and luxury that you would expect. As I said, the safety systems are some of the best. They're very unobtrusive. I thought the safety systems were fantastic, along with the cruise control system. Honda is really doing a great job integrating the safety systems into the car in thoughtful, useful ways that don't become annoying, and they wouldn't inspire people to shut them off, which would defeat the whole purpose of having the safety system in the first place. Really well done execution on Honda sensing, or Honda sense, or a sense of Honda, or Honda knows better than you. That's probably the best way to put it. Honda knows better than you. So of course, what are my gripes? The Passport is a fantastic SUV, and it's a really solid SUV for a family of 4 like us, where we need this space, but we don't necessarily have a ridiculous amount of stuff to carry around all the time. Gripes about the Passport are few. I personally don't love the seats. Mrs. Jax thought they were very comfortable on our trip to Pennsylvania. I thought they were cushy in the butt area. I'm not really sure why I did that little dance, but I also thought they were a little bit flat and unsupportive, if that makes sense. So they're cushy and compliant and soft, but they don't really hold you in place. And as I've mentioned in other videos, I've got a jacked up back, so I like to be kind of held in place a little bit better. You'll also notice a few hard plastics that intrude a little bit too high up in the cabin for a car that costs almost $45,000. In typical Honda fashion, the graining and the quality of the assembly is beyond reproach. It is impeccable, but if you touch the plastics from about mid-level down, they are very hard and not particularly luxurious. The infotainment technology is good. It could be slightly better. It was a little laggy at times. It does the job. It has all the features that you'd expect with the navigation, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, but swiping and touching things was a little bit of a lag, and I don't think that's necessarily Honda's fault, because a lot of companies are just having slightly laggy infotainment systems, and they need to catch up. Not to say that Tesla is the only company that gets technology right, but in our society where we expect phones and tablets to swipe relatively quickly, it would be better if there was no lag at all. Another thing is, I don't mind push button shifters, but I don't understand the point of where it's placed. It seems like a gear shift would be in the exact same spot, so why not put the push button somewhere else? And on the subject of wasted space, the gauge cluster has that nice bright screen in it, but the fuel gauge and the coolant gauge are absurdly large. It almost seems like, couldn't the screen be like a little bit bigger? Why are those two gauges so huge? I don't know, it was just a thought that came to my mind when I was driving around. I thought the screen looked very nice, but I didn't necessarily need a 11-inch long fuel gauge. That's not actually how big it is, but it just seemed absurdly large compared to the overall screen. So overall, as a weekend getaway vehicle, as a camping support vehicle, as a family vehicle, the Honda Passport shines. It's easily one of the best two-row crossovers in the class, maybe the best two-row crossover in its class. Sure, there's a couple gripes, but the Passport is a compelling package when viewed as a whole. It's a jack of all trades, master of some, not master of none, but its strengths more than make up for its deficiencies, and its deficiencies are minor complaints at best. Currently, I would say the Honda Passport sits on top of the two-row SUV field. I would love to get one of the new Chevy Blazers out here to compare it against the Passport. Maybe in a future video, I'll be able to get the two head to head. But for now, in my opinion, if you're looking for a two-row SUV, the Honda Passport is the best of the bunch. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Ring the bell if you want to become part of this community. I love talking about cars and motorcycles, and I've had a lot of fun talking with some of y'all in the comments on the YouTube videos and on the Instagram page. Make sure you follow it on Instagram. I'm always posting stuff about the cars that I'm reviewing, or the motorcycle shows that I'm going to, or the car scene here in Atlanta. So please consider ringing the bell if you'd like to join along. I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, ride safe, drive safe. This is Jax. Peace. Which way for my British friends again? This way. This is the good way. Peace. Unless I just got that wrong. I'm just gonna go with it. Peace. But the car's muffler sounded like it was literally collapsing like an imploding star as he drove by. There it is. Really? Really? You're just gonna drive by again with that? Are you doing laps, listening to your glorious new exhaust that you chopped off the car with a hatchet? Shift. Nope. Still going. Transmission with one gear. Probably one functioning gear.